Okay, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. So the fight's been announced. They've had the standoff, a mini press conference, if you want to call it that. Joseph Parker will be taking on Fabio Wardley. All right. At the moment now, there's no belts, no major belts on the line. We know Alexander Usyk has got some type of exemption where he's injured. You know, there's a bit of controversy about that, where he said he was injured to the WBO, and they've granted him a bit of time now with this injury. So they've made the fight between Wardley and Parker. All right. So there are interim belts on the line. Joseph Parker has an interim belt, I believe, and so does Fabio Wardley. Okay. And I was reading the comments section in a video that I was watching. I can't remember what channel it was, but in the comments section, and somebody said Parker should probably take the route of picking up all of the interim belts, right? Thus, if he picks up all of the interim belts, if Usyk were to retire suddenly, he would automatically become the undisputed champion. Can you imagine that? Go and pick up all the interim belts, become the undisputed interim belt champion, and when Usyk retires, if you don't get that fight and he retires, then you automatically become the heavyweight undisputed champion of the world. But anyway, look, Joseph Parker's got to get through Fabio Wardley before he can do anything like that, you know. And obviously there's Moses Atuma, who holds a belt. Ajit Caballero, I believe, holds a belt as well. So Wardley, I don't know how Wardley's got so far. How he's got to this position. He is on the cusp of fighting Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. A man that came from white collar boxing is one fight away from an undisputed fight. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I think he's got to thank Frank Warren for that. Frank Warren's a man. You know, Fabio Wardley's an interesting fighter. Very exciting to watch. Doesn't have much of an amateur background career. You know, obviously he had those six or seven white collar fights. We've got Dylan White. We have to thank Dylan White for Fabio Wardley, because he's the one that spotted the talent and, you know, being his manager, brought him in to the scene. So Dylan White, possibly, you know, after boxing, we could see a quite a good career, colourful career in management, you know, boxing management, and spotting some of these fighters. A fight between Wardley and Parker. Parker's vastly experienced compared to Wardley, right? I can only see this fight going one way. I'll be honest with you. I see this fight going one way, and I see it going towards Joseph Parker, especially after watching the Justice Hooney fight and seeing that Wardley was lost out there, you know. And I felt like if Hooney had a bit more power, he would have stopped Wardley. Wardley was also, you know, blowing gas out of his ass as well, man. His conditioning is not great either. But one thing he does possess is that one hitter quitter. He's still got the power, and he carries that power into later rounds. He proved it by knocking down Hooney. I felt like it was a bit, you know, the referee, something was going on there anyway. I felt the referee could have let Hooney continue. Not saying that Hooney would have come back to win the fight. He was winning comfortably on the scorecards. But, you know, I felt that's one of the reasons why the referee should have given him the benefit of the doubt, but he didn't. But anyway, that's a story for a previous story, maybe another story for another time. Parker, I think, it's got the experience, got the power as well. Although Joseph seemed like he lacked a bit of power. Not lacked, but he weren't the biggest puncher in his early years as heavyweight champion when he beat Andy Ruiz to become the WBO champion. He's still got respectable power though. He's got the heavyweight respectable power, and also he's a bit bigger, right? He's a lot bigger than he was when he first started out, or when he was the WBO champion a good few years back. He's a bit bigger, thus carrying a bit more weight. I think he's got a bit more power in that punch now, right? Respectable power. We saw what he did to Martin Bakole, yeah? Martin Bakole being a mammoth of a man. He chopped him down with an overhand right. The overhand right seems to be Joseph Parker's his sweet punch now. That's the punch that he uses to get those fighters out of there. And I feel that Wardley was open for that overhand right in that Justice Hooney fight. Can Parker take him to those, you know, drag him into deep waters into those later rounds? Possibly he could. I think he can. I think Parker can do it. If not, maybe an early stoppage. Maybe Parker could be something like a knockout artist now and stop Wardley early. But listen, I'm not going to make it all one-way traffic. Wardley does have the power to stop Parker. We've seen it, all right? We've seen him stop Hooney We've seen him stop Adelai. We've seen him stop countless amount of fighters out there. He has the power. He has that power. But again, I have to go back to Joseph Parker. Parker facing getting off the deck to get back up and beat Zhilei Zhang. Obviously disposing of Bacoli, and also nullifying Deontay Wilder's so-called power as well. So, you know, the experience is there. Loads of bags of experience. I can just see Joseph Parker picking up another interim belt now. I think Wardley's probably gone as far as he can go. Maybe after the Parker fight, if he doesn't win that fight, maybe he can level down his opponents, you know, and then maybe he can hang around for a little while longer. Maybe try and get, you know, nick a shot somewhere else, you know, if he can find a favourable opponent. Parker, undisputed is his goal. I'm sure that would be his goal. And all I'm going to say is you never know. Let's see where he gets. You never know. Ajit Caballero waiting in the wings. There's Moses Atuma. Personally, if I was Joseph Parker, if he was to beat Fabio Wardley, I think what I would do as Team Parker, if we can't get the Usyk fight, or Usyk then retires, I would be calling for a Moses Atuma fight immediately. One of the reasons why I would want Atuma before Caballero is I think you need to get Atuma now. Get him early. Get him early and get him now. You know, because the kid's only getting better. He's only getting better, and the gap's gonna widen at some point. So I think you got to get him early. Caballero can wait. You know, no rush to fight Caballero. Parker can still be in fouls. Parker, 32 himself, not very old. Parker. Yeah, Caballero can wait. I think Atuma's a man you need to get right now. Get him early. Even if he was to lose to Atuma, I believe a Caballero fight will still be on the cards, given the two fighters' ages and the eras that we're in. But anyway, look, do us a favour, enough said. Smash the like button, hit the bell for notifications, get all the new latest videos.